All right, guys, in my hand well, hold on, not in my hand just yet. In my hand right here, I have 25 of the most interesting questions you could ever ask yourself. When I say interesting, though, I don't necessarily mean that you're interested in these questions. I just mean that I've come up with the help from a couple other people, 25 questions that have been asked since the beginning of time. What's the purpose of our existence? How did we get here? Why are we here? Does God exist? What's the ramifications of a God existing and whatnot? And I need you guys to answer these questions for me. Fill out this questionnaire. Really, I need people who disagree with me. I'm a Christian. I think there's good reason to believe in Christianity and a God and whatnot. But I need those of you who disagree with me, or maybe who are on the fence about it, maybe agnostic, maybe atheist, maybe just have questions and whatnot. I need you guys to fill out these answers, and I need you guys not only to fill them out, but to rip them to shreds if you disagree with them. Or, again, answer them the best way that you know how. Don't try to answer them, in light of me being a Christian. And I give you my word that I'm, if we do end up talking, I'll give you my information. You can fill this questionnaire out in 3 different ways. I'll give you my email. You can email it to me. I'll give you my number. You could text them or call me or whatever. And the way that I would prefer, but I know obviously that not everybody can do this or wants to do this, we could just meet up and we could go to a coffee shop or whatever, and you could tell me your answers. But I give you my word, I am not here to debate you. I'm not even going to give you my opinion as a Christian unless you ask for it, okay? Not going to give you my opinion unless you ask for it. But coming your way are 25 of the most interesting questions you could ever ask yourself. All right, let's do this thing. Question number 1, starting off with, how would you define God? How would you define what you think God is? Now, again, don't try to answer it the way you think a Christian would answer it and then try to rebuttal. And this isn't a debate. I really want your honest answers. And just simply the first one being, how would you define God? That's question number 1. Question number 2, what does religion mean to you? Question number 3, what do you believe the purpose of your life is? Question number 4, the universe clearly exists, but what do you think caused it to exist? What do you think caused the universe to exist? Question number 5, do you think it's possible to know what caused the universe to exist? Question number 6, do you believe that there is nothing but material in this universe, or is there something or someone outside of nature or material and whatnot? Question number 7, how sure are you that there is not or is something or someone outside of nature or material, and why? Question number 8, science can account for a lot of things that we now know and understand. Do you think there are some things that science cannot account for? And if so, what are they? Question number 9, do you think it is likely that humans got here by chance? Why or why not? Question number 10, do you believe in objective truth? Now, what I mean by that is that there are truths in this universe that are objectively true. I know you're not supposed to use the word in the definition, but that are true no matter what other people think or what they feel subjectively. So if I walk into a room and somebody says, hey, John, you have a yellow shirt on, it would be true that I had a yellow shirt on no matter what my opinion was. I could walk in there and say, well, no, I don't have a shirt on. I have, a purple, whatever, bro tank. It would be objectively wrong for me to think that I had a purple bro tank on. It's objectively true that I have a yellow shirt on. See? Got a yellow shirt on. That's what I mean by objective. Do you believe in objective truth? Question number 11, do you believe that morality is objective? So again, still keeping that same thing in mind with, or same definition in mind with objectivity. Is morality objective? Question number 12, is there any sort of action that you would deem as objectively wrong? Question 13, why do you think we as humans deem some things as right and others as wrong? Question 14, do you, of course, this question is only for those of you who it applies to. If you do believe in God or a higher power, what do you think its purpose in creating everything was? Question number 15, do you believe the world would be better off without religion? Question 16, do you believe that there is anything after life, anything after death and afterlife or whatnot, whatever you want to call it? If so, what is it? Question 17, now this came from one of my bosses who is a nutrition scientist, and you can kind of tell in the way he phrased the question, but it is a really good question, so that's why I kept it word for word. Question 17, if you were to do an empirical and statistical analysis of the different religions and faiths in terms of accuracy and reliability and cross-verification, how do you think that the Christian faith, as described in the Bible, would stand up as compared to, for example, Hinduism or Scientology? Basic idea being that maybe you'd have to do a little bit of research yourself, but how do you think that the Bible and Christianity in general stands up towards other religion, or are they all on equal footing, or maybe shaky footing, however you'd want to put it, with the other religions and the other faiths out there? Question 18, again, this is only for those of you who it applies to. If you were at one time a believer in the Christian God, what caused you to deny his existence? Again, only for those of you who it applies. Question number 19. What is your view of the Bible, and have you ever read it before? And when I say what's your view of the Bible, give me detail. I mean, I don't just want you to say like, oh, I don't believe it. Like, give me detail. What do you mean? What is your view of it? What do you mean you don't believe it? Why don't you believe it? What do you think of it historically? Do you think it's trash? Do you think it's garbage? Do you think it's just a storybook? Do you think it's got some ethical ideas in there? What is it? Let me know. That's what I want to know. Question 20. Who do you think Jesus was? Now, when you answer this one, I really do want you to think about it for a second and contemplate, okay, in light of what my previous question or answer was to question number 19, and my view of the Bible, who do I think Jesus was? Question 21, do you believe that the world would be better off without Christianity? Question 22, do you believe that there are well-educated or well-informed Christians? Question 23, if there are well-educated and well-informed Christians, why do you think that they believe what they believe? Question 24, have you ever heard of good arguments for God's existence? And if you have, what are they? Tell me them. Don't just say yes. That doesn't help. But give me examples. If you've heard good arguments for God's existence or for the reliability of the Bible, tell them to me. And then if you want to, tell me if you think they're convincing or why they're not convincing. Question 25, and the last one, it's similar to the question number 3, but it really does make it kind of personal, and it's a good way to really visualize question 3. If you have children, or in the future you have children, what will you tell them the reason for living is? Again, if you want to do these questions, I'll have them, popping up on the screen as I was reading them off and whatnot. But if you want to do them, I'll give you my information, I'll give you the email address, I'll give you my number, or if you just want to get together, that'll be the most profitable, obviously, because you'll have face-to-face connection and we can actually talk about these things. But I give you my word, I am not here to debate you. I am not here to really even give you my opinion unless you ask for it, and I want to stay true to that. I want to be a man of my word when it comes to that. But seriously, I need some of those of you who disagree with me to answer these questions. So I appreciate it if you do. Thanks for listening, and see you later.